Hi everyone. Welcome to Kanta to the World Amsterdam Fashion Week. I know it's a little bit hot right now. I hope everyone has some beverages. I would like to start off with an introduction by Emily Stren, the chair of board Centrum District Commenter in Amsterdam. Ooh.
Thanks, Annabelle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Kanta to the World. I give a big applause to Annabelle and all the people here organizing this here. Woo! Coming days, this floor of the Neo House in Amsterdam will transform into a living circular fashion ecosystem. And we already had a preview of it. I saw some really good stuff already making today, featuring live upcycle workshops and a pop-up store showcasing upcycle fashion from Kantamanto. Already had a look, and there are beautiful items in between. So if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out later. Through this, the Kantamanto Social Club raises awareness about sustainable fashion and the impact of fast fashion. And this special initiative is here thanks to Studio Binnenstad. That's from the municipality of Amsterdam and the district of Centrum. Last April, several young and creative entrepreneurs presented their concepts and ideas to raise awareness about sustainable fashion. And I think it's not a question who have won that prize, because that's why you are here now. An idea that highlights the contrast between the fast fashion and sustainable fashion. And the prize is their own pop-up store here, especially during the Amsterdam Fashion Week. And I'm really happy that you see in fashion people realize it's not the way to go if we do it like we do it today. This we have to think about other ways to look amazing, but to see that it's so important to look at the environmental space and the social space of it. And today we bring fashion, art, and culture together in the heart of the city, Amsterdam. Here, where history and innovation meet daily, we create a stage that connects Amsterdam's creativity with the world. Fashion tells stories, just as the whole city does. Diverse, dynamic, and always evolving. Let's celebrate together how this city center is not just a backdrop, but also a source of inspiration for the new ideas and international exchange. In a city that always dares to innovate, sustainable fashion naturally belongs as an integral part to the future. So let us not only celebrate fashion, but also the power of Amsterdam as a source of creativity and a connection to the world of the sustainable fashion. I would like to thank Annabelle and of course Dan, but he's not here today, for organizing this wonderful program. And I'm wishing you all the best luck of the rest of the program. And I'm really looking forward to see what's happening here the coming days.
Okay, perfect. So, welcome everyone. I'm Annabelle Poe, co founder of Kantamanto Social Club. We are an upcycle fashion platform that supports marginalized communities on the front line of textile waste. And the community that we work with is the Kantamanto market. And some of the designers are unfortunately not on the screen right now, but they're there on the other side of the world. Yeah, Kantamanto Market receives 15 million pieces of discarded garments every single week. And as a community of 30,000 tailors, designers, upcyclers, and retailers, they recirculate about 9 million pieces of garments every single week, making them one of the largest textile remanufacturing hubs in the world. In many cases, most of you probably do not know where your clothes end up in when you put them in the donation bins or you give it to the kringloop, which is the thrift stores here. Kantamanto is one of the last locations for garments to go to, and it's recirculated locally in Ghana. So this whole event is not just a panel talk, it's a portal to the other side. It should be a portal with a video screen. But we're so lucky to have the space in both Accra and Amsterdam to be bringing together two communities who, in many ways, are deeply connected through the clothes we wear, through the waste we generate, and the creative practices that we carry forward. So thank you guys for coming here, and thank you to the Gemeente Amsterdam for having us. We're so grateful. So today, this talk is about coming together in dialogue to share stories of upcycling, culture, community, resilience, and interdependence. To recognize the humanity and creativity inside what is often reduced as waste, as you can see in the pile of clothes behind you. There is also an audience in Accra, so I hope they can hear us actually. But I would like to introduce the panel right now. So here in Amsterdam with us, we have Rafael Kroto. Would you like to say a few words of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, of course. I'm Rafael Couto. I'm a fashion designer, and I started my own brand 8 years ago. And what I'm doing is mostly focusing on upcycling, and the whole inspiration is coming from West Africa, so from the way designers, but also artists and other people are upcycling, transforming their own discarded materials to create something new. And this is really like the philosophy of the brand. And what I do is also to create some workshops like what we are have been doing today, in which people can bring their own garments and then we transform them together. Yeah.
Thank you, Rafael. And I would like to pass the mic to Sophia Winterman from Knits and Notes.
Hi, my name is Sophia. Some people that come to Knits and Notes events more often might know me. I've started Knits and Notes a bit more than 2 years ago. We organize crafting events, so knitting, crochet, embroidery, like whatever you can take with you. And all the events are guided by music, but we also explore different forms of cultural connection with crafting, like lectures, movies, storytelling, and go on. Yeah, go so on, something along those lines. And yeah, we see our events really as like an open workspace where people are not obligated to do something, but they can just get inspired by each other. You can bring your own projects and yeah, get inspired by each other's project, by the music. And I'm super happy to be here. I think, yeah, what Annabelle and Kantamanto Social Club is doing is amazing. And also today, for the first time, we had a music DJ that was focused especially on African music, which I think was really fitting. And yeah, it was great music. I thought so. So yeah, that's a bit about Knits and Notes.
Amazing. So now I'm going to pass the mic over to what's happening in Accra. Guys, Kantamanto Social Club, can you hear us? Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so on the other side in Accra right now, we have Richard Asante Palmer from Alpha Costumes. Would you like to introduce your brand and yourself?
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Asante Palmer, creative director and also founder of Alpha Costume. I'm an upcycler from Kantamanto Market. Alpha Costume has been in existence for 3 years, which was founded in 2022. We basically use tapestry, curtain fabrics, and also woven fabrics, especially to create unique and also sustainable wearable pieces.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alpha. Can Emmanuel from Antidote and Daily Dosage, can you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Emmanuel Tete, and I'm the founder and creative director of Antidote and Daily Dosage. So Antidote is a storytelling brand where we take stories from the past, future, and present things that we feel like things that are worrying the environment, the society, and we tell our own stories out of it. And Daily Dosage is also a brand where we seek to highlight the individual power in every person, whether be black or white. We trying to bring everybody together and be one, and highlighting each and everybody's uniqueness. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And lastly, we have Bukhari Fakwi Latifa from Kuro of. Latifa, are you there?
Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I just have to. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
My name is Bukari Fakwe Latifa. I'm from the Upper West region of Ghana. I came here to look for a job and continue my education, but I end up in Kantamanto Market carrying Kaye. Lucky on my side, I made the all foundation, and then we went through a training of like 2 years now with my other 3 colleagues. So we've been working on our product for like 3 years, but we registered our business last year. So we've been running the business for like 2 years now. And then our brand name is Kuro Eggs. So Kuro means that's our local darling, the queen eggs. So let's treat the environment like the queen or the king. And then we've been using secondhand denim to make our products, which is the made in Kanta tote bags and also embodied tote bags. We also do crochet with t-shirt yarns. So we crochet them into tote bags and hats. So my other colleagues are not here. So we are just 2 people here today. So that's a few things that we do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Latifa. So a little bit of context. Latifa used to be a kayeye, which is the head porters in the markets. So there are women that traveled from the northern part of Ghana to come to Kantamanto to find work. And these are the hats that she made. They carry 45 to 55 kilo bales on their heads. And it's amazing that they are now transitioning out of that work and now into upcycling. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's get into the conversation. I would like to ask both the panelists here in Amsterdam as well as the ones in Accra, what drives you to upcycle or craft? Is it survival, resistance, artistic expression, or culture? Maybe we can start off with Raphael.
I mean, for me, it's a mix. Like in a way, I would say first culture because, like, I kind of learn about my own culture, about my own heritage from Ghana and Togo through upcycling. So this was a way for me to get in touch with the culture from there. And at the same time, it is also survival, like because I started as a student, so it was a way to get like materials for free and to start to make my own collections. And at the same time was also like a kind of vision that I had at a certain point based on my own experiences in the fashion system. I've been working for different brands in different cities, and I was really skeptical and very critical as well about the fashion system, and I was not really understanding why, like most of the time, garments, secondhand garments, are used as an inspiration, but then they're not fully like made into the production process. So I was really thinking, okay, if I want to do something as a brand, I want to find an alternative. And this is like the alternative I found, like to work mostly with upcycling and existing garments, because as we know, as you mentioned already before, there is enough material to work with.
Amazing. Thank you, Raphael. Maybe this is a good segue to ask Latifa or Emmanuel or Alpha on the other side, what inspires you to upcycle?
Hello. Yes, for me, part of it is survival, because fashion wasting Accra is becoming a lot. We see daily base coming every week, government coming every week to Kantamanto market. It's kind of harming the system. Also, it's kind of resistance, pushing back the upcycling is pushing back the idea of buying new things. That is fast fashion, and also it's a way that we use to express ourselves. The art that we make, the clothes that we make is part of us. It's part of art that we use to express ourselves. Each piece that we create tells a story about our culture. We try to make each and every piece that we create have its own identity. That's the uniqueness about it. Yeah, thank you.
So I was like, so moving from North into Accra here, when I went to Kantamanto first and I saw the clothing, I was like, wow, this is just too much. Like, I keep on asking myself, like, does this clothing get finished? Or like, if it doesn't get finished, like, where does it go? So that's the question that I keep on asking myself until like I joined the foundation. But like the job options that like they give, so I was like, instead, because I wasn't able to further my education, so I'll do something else for myself and I'm like, but not these other jobs. I just want something that is related to the environment. So the other girls we went with, they got their jobs and they went, but I was still there until I saw mob. So when they bought the mob and they taught us how to do, that was like, I always have passion for like using my hands to do a lot of things. But like seeing this thing was like a very good opportunity for me to also learn. So that was why I started doing upcycling, and we started with the mob production and then we moved to the tote bags. And then I was really happy because I was still like in the future, I can also support other young girls in the market and to join us in upcycling because it's not one person job. Seeing the clothing in the market is a whole lot of clothing ending up in our beaches. The environment is not good at
Latifa?
all.
This is Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is Emmanuel. So for me, from a cultural point of view, upcycling is something I feel like has been embedded in every person here because parents the tailor to make their clothes, what's left over from the cloth, they take it back. But for me,
Oh no.
Oh.
at the end of every term, there's this study we use for graduation or to move to
Sorry,
the
Emmanuel,
so
it's breaking.
we go
Oh,
we move this and go for celebration. And I always wanted to have the nice stuff, but then there were stuff I've already worn. So I can't be wearing them every time again. So I always had to find a way to alterate them either by making it short, a creative way around it. So how it started. Now, artistic expression, most on like human emotions and how we relate, like how human beings behave. So I thought I use it as a point of contact for my clothes, and I make everything personal about me. So like currently, I have a collection I'm about to release called Mixed Feelings, and it tells the feel like how every human being behaves. Like we can get angry, we can get sad, we can be happy. With all these emotions, I'm trying to tie them in my collection. So like it can be relatable to people. Now, lastly, with survival, I mean, I have to eat. So yeah, I do it for survival, like as a source of income. Yeah.
thank you, Emmanuel. Actually, we can see you on screen right now, so we're super happy here. um, so maybe talking about the global north waste, because I think all three of you have mentioned about the amount of waste that comes into Kantamanto market, and then it's of course produced because at the end of the day, there's not everything is used in the market and not everything is recirculated. So how does it feel to be working with the materials right now, and what are the challenges that are happening in Kantamanto?
Okay. So I'm not really going to make this like a textbook kind of thing, but then like I did a little research, and the first time we started importing clothes was in the 1960s. That was when it started. And like when you've lived with someone for a long time, you begin to take habits from the person. So you like to sound like the person one way or another. You like to dress like the person. So I feel like it was something that started like as a way of like communication and also engaging. Then in the 1980s, it became like a trend of a thing. And it used to be like all good, all like sunshine and rainbows until it became too much. Now, currently, like there is so much waste going on that like sometimes I ask myself that maybe we too as outsiders, if we don't take it, we're also going to end up like going the same like cycle with them, because we are also in our mind, we know that we're trying to do good by like making like repurposing the stuffs and like repurposing the stuff and like giving it to others, like selling it to other people, just so that we can curb the waste that's going on. But then with the amount of waste that is coming in, we might also, if you don't take it, overproduce. We might create too much stuff, because the number of stuff that come here, and we can only do so much. Like, I mean, for us, I mean, we can only do so much because there's way too much. Like, if we're even like dividing it amongst ourselves, there will even still be more than enough left to even go around. So the waste level is just too much, and it's always hard to like try to even catch up with it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, so I would say the challenges that we face. First, I will touch on the quality of the products that comes into the market. I remember in those days at North, if they bring clothing over there, you buy, the quality have changed totally. Like it has reduced, and then also the quantity in the bowls too have also reduced, and then the prices are going higher day in day out. And then we, the upcyclers using this product, it's always difficult for us to sell it like at the prices that we want. Because buying those clothing, sometimes you can even buy some of the materials and bring it, you can't use it. There are stains in them, which if you use them for your product, people are not going to buy. So you just don't know what to do with those things. And then at the end of the day, selling is another challenge, because you don't know how much you are going to price them, especially in Africa here. It's really difficult to get customers. And then they're also looking for, let's say, the global north. They should also make things easier for we, the upcyclers, so that we can also ship some of the products outside so that we can sell and get our money.
Yeah. So whenever I go to Kantamanto and also they are opening bills, what comes to mind is someone somewhere decided that these clothes have no use, so they just have to throw away to us here, and it's giving us a lot of problems. So there's frustration, yeah, but we the upcyclers have come together, also learned how to turn these materials, that's the discarded fabrics, use it to create new styles, which is giving it new life and also challenging the fast fashion community.
Thank you, Alpha. Thank you, Latifa, and thank you, Emmanuel. So I think everyone has shared about how they felt about what's happening in Kantamanto, and I would like to ask actually Sophia and Raphael, how do you feel about it when you hear this, and what kind of agency do you feel like you have when you hear about what's happening around the world, and what can you do locally?
Yeah, personally, I think it's super easy to kind of literally dump our problems on the other end of the world and just let them fix it or deal with it. So I think, especially being in the fashion industry or working crafting, etc., I think it's really important to not only be aware of the problem but also be part of the solution. I think crafting in general is very subversive in the sense that if you're spending, let's say, 100 hours on making a sweater, maybe if your first project you can be like, okay, I'm going to use some cheap yarn, etc. But if you're spending like so much time on it, of course you want a material that's durable and that's going to last and that looks nice and feels nice. And I think if we keep a little bit of that mindset, that you want to like really think about how much time goes into a garment, not just the sewing but also the producing of the textiles, etc., then I think everyone would be way more aware and think more about the process and the hands that made it. And if the fabric is already there, I think it's great to be super creative and give it a new life with upcycling.
Thank you, Sophia. Maybe Raphael, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's like a good example is what we're doing here today, and what also other communities are doing also in Europe or in the West. I think it's really important to show that it's possible to find a local solution here before the garments are shipped to other places. So that means that there is a way to kind of try at least to reduce the amount of garment that is exported to other countries. Once that we know and we heard the story behind the garments, we kind of donate in a way, and also to think that no one is really getting these garments for free, so people are still have to buy it and to sort them out. And I think from a designer point of view, I think it's also very important to be conscious and to think about the life of a garment. So, for example, in Kantamanto, it's really interesting to see how trends are changing between here and there. So, for example, here we all love this kind of washed out, like cut out denim trousers, but of course, like it's not something that is easy to resell and it's not easy to reuse. So what they do is basically, I think you can see it in one of the pictures there, what they do is like to dye them in blue again in order that they don't look like washed out anymore. And I think that's really interesting because we think a lot about circularity in fashion, but we never really design a garment from the full circle, but we always expect other people to find a solution for us. And I don't think this is circular design. Yeah. And at the same time, I also think that it's really important to know where our garments are ending, because I mean, I saw a lot of winter garments in Kantamanto, and I mean, people don't need them. So it's also to think people don't need all of our trash. It's like we have to be conscious and make a selection before we donate, or this garment is going to be part of another sale system.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very powerful statement. I think maybe, is there something that you would like to add on from the other side, from Emmanuel, Alpha, or Latifa, like something that Raphael said um, about the idea of resorting it and doing, like, lessening the burden on communities like Kantamanto? Like, what do you think we can do to help?
So I think with the quality of the garments that comes to Kantamanto, I think they have to work on the quality and also the prices. Because if you make it more quality and then you bring it, you also get good materials out of them so that we can use them for our products. But if the quality is no good, sometimes you buy a lot of things, you bring it at home. I don't know that you can't use everything, and then sometimes is you think about like what am I going to do with this thing? Then you can't throw it away too because the environment is already dirty, and then they should also work on the prices, and so that it will be affordable, so we can buy and then because I feel like upcycling, most of we Africans here find it difficult to buy because of the prices that we are giving them. And it's not from us, it's from the materials that we are buying. So we want them to use the price so that we'll be able to also sell our product in Africa here and then worldwide.
Okay. So to add up, I feel like there's already lots of garment in the Kantamanto market. So instead of us just letting the fabrics and also the discarded ones go away, why don't we create a community, a workshop, or a space that will help these designers that are in Kantamanto, who always have the feeling of creating new things, turning this discarded fabric into new wearable styles, give them a space where they can get access to machinery and also this proper training so that they can turn this discarded fabric into wearable styles so that they'll be able to gain an earning from them and also solve the problem of this waste going to our gutters.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Latifa, would you like to continue?
I also want them to promote and the work of the upcyclers in Kantamanto so that we will also get more customers worldwide and also be able to ship our product there. Because I feel like the upcyclers, we are doing a lot of work here, but like some of them, sometimes they get discouraged because it's like making a product and then it will be there for like a long time. You don't get people to buy. So like, how do you want the upcyclers to survive? So some of them like end up stopping the work, and then we have to get more people into like this upcycling industry to promote the work that we are doing. So we want them to also promote the work that we are doing among we upcyclers in Kantamanto.
Thank you, Latifa. I think everyone here has seen the work that you have done in the pop-up shop that we have here, and everyone is super amazed. Maybe I don't know. So Sophia or Raquel, you want to say anything about the work that they've done, seen in the pop-up shop?
Yeah. No, it's great. I was super impressed by the crochet hats because I also crochet, and I was like, oh my god, this is so well done. So like, you have a lot of muscles because they're really tight in a minute. Okay, and no, it's everybody is super amazed. Like not just me. I think people have butt stuff, and yeah.
Latifa, do you hear that? So I guess we're gonna move on to a little bit more of a lighter note. We're gonna talk about the importance of community. So right now in this space here in Amsterdam, we have a community of people upcycling in the space, and it's amazing to see people crocheting right now in the space. I want to ask, can you describe the community that shapes your practice? Maybe I will start off with Sophia.
Well, need to know like all community. The reason that we're here today is because of our volunteers and we just help out with our community in general. It's super special to create together and be inspired by each other. And the music is also a very big part of the community, putting it all together. Yeah.
How about you, Raquel?
I mean, for me, it's always very inspiring to see how what's like. We don't need that much to create this sort of event. Like basically, we need time, we need a space, and that's it. And all the rest, it's about the common vision, the passion, the willingness to do something together. So each time that I do this kind of events and workshop, I'm always really amazed, and also very interesting to see how it's kind of shifting this idea of community, because a lot of brands, they base their communities and their inclusivity and all these very strong marketing statements based on the way people can buy their clothes by being part of the community. But here is really the opposite. So it's nice to see how people can be part of the community without investing any money. And I think this is the one of the most important part of upcycling. That is also very accessible to anyone.
Yeah, I think accessibility is a very important thing, but also because upcycling is really working with discarded clothing. And today in the space, we've seen people go crazy, like on the floor, cutting, ripping things apart, making new yarns. It's really beautiful to see. And I think on the other side in Ghana, what can you describe a little bit the community that of upcyclers or the market that you work with, and how important that community is for pushing sustainable fashion and upcycling in Ghana?
Hello. So it's more of a relationship for us, because right now, with the people who go for the stuffs, the bill, like right now they are receptive to what we're doing and the upcycling that we are doing. Though, like, I won't lie, the prices that we get are a bit extra, but then they are receptive to the work that we're doing, and like it's more of a relationship now. Because when we go there and we want, let's say jeans, they know the type of jeans that we want and the type of work that we. It's a family thing more than like a consumer and like a buyer relationship. Yeah, so like that's the community I have with my suppliers.
And Emmanuel, I think it's more about the community. I understand that community aspect. How about the community between like you, Latifa, Alpha, and the other guys in Nakoi? Share more about that community as well, please. Thank you.
Can you come again? I didn't hear anything. Can you
Okay.
come again?
Yes. I would like you to share more about the community that is built around upcycling. So, like between you and Latifa and Alpha and Kofi, maybe how does it feel to work in a space like this with people that are doing similar things to you?
Oh, okay, okay, sure. For us, I think we how from even our meeting, how we became friends and run now like we're a family. So mostly we like to bounce ideas of each other, and for us, I don't. When it comes to our setup, is so easy, it's so freeing for us. Like we are all involved in each other's business. Like I can't say like this is my own project that I made up head. No, like I don't. Palmer can't say, oh, this is something I like. We can call on each other at any time. We make stuff together. We share ideas together. We go to the markets together to go and get stuff. Like it's something I give all credits to the All Foundation for bringing us together. And ever since we got together, it's been ice cream and roses. Yeah, because we do everything together. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say when we started our work, sometimes because we didn't know, like we thought they are not even upcyclers. I don't know this whole thing about the upcycling, but like meeting like Emmanuel, and then I since last 2 years, I think when I met there, it was really amazing. We learn from each other. Sometimes I'm doing some work and then I don't have the idea. and you just ask them, and then they are really good. We all support each other in the work that we are doing, and we all try to promote and our work. And also sometimes if you go for like workshops and other styles, and we do things together. And I'm really happy about like the way all of us we have come together to take this and work on.
I'll say it's more like a family. We have always been together ever since we came into upcycling. From me to Fake Money to Baby, Latifa, Emmanuel, and the rest, we have always been close ever since we started doing this upcycling. Just as Ima said, mostly we visit each other's shop just to discuss, oh, this is what I'm trying to make. How do you think about? What's your suggestion? We always have conversation about new products or anything that you want to do. Example, my pop-up I recently did. It took me a lot of time thinking and also a group thinking about how things supposed to go, how we're supposed to brand it or maybe do promotion for it. It was a collaborative something that we did. From behind the scenes, everybody supported from Kantamanto Social Club, Kantamanto Upcycling, the All Foundation, all these upcyclers that we know in Kanta, everybody put in effort to make this a success. So I'll say it's like a big community and a family that we are in now.
I feel like crying now. It's like a family, and I'm so glad to be part of this as well and to be able to spotlight the work that all of you have been doing on the other side of the world. Um, oh, I'm tearing up. Okay. I think we're gonna go on to the last question. It's getting really hot here, so we're gonna go on to the last question. Um, how do upcycling and culture intertwine with each other? I think, or upcycling, crafting, and culture intertwine with each other. How does upcycling inform culture, and how does culture inform upcycling? Just to understand, how do we make it more accessible? How do we get more people excited about upcycling, excited about secondhand textiles? Yeah, it's free for all. Anyone who wants to answer this question.
Upcycling is in fashion. It's part of fashion, and we know for the longest time, fashion has like shaped culture in different ways. It has given different groups or races identity. So I feel like with upcycling being a thing now, or like it's gaining its ground now, it's going to help push another or bring will be acceptable and wouldn't look like a new thing or look like something that is not supposed to be there. Because I can remember back, I was having this conversation with Palmer and the other guys, like I think 2 or 3 days ago, where we used to wear ripped out jeans and tees that had holes in it, and people would be looking at us strange, like, what are these guys wearing? Like, we look so weird to them. But right now, when we wear those stuffs, they feel like, okay, so it's that's the new norm, it's being accepted and stuff. So like, I feel like with time I won't say with time, it has already started going on us. So yeah, I feel like right now upcycling is like really going on everybody and we are accepting it. Yeah.
Should I go? Okay, for me, growing at North, we used to, like the old women, they used to do a lot of weaving and then this crochet work. Like I was a fan of doing crochet a lot when I was a child. Even I remember when I was going to school, I used to have a crochet school bag. But like, no, culture, they don't value those things over there. But like coming here and then getting into this upcycling whole thing, like brought back my memories, like the olden days, the culture, like how we used to do things at the North. It's just something amazing. Sometimes I feel like I never knew something like this will happen again. But like I'm intrigued now, and it's like my business, my life depend on it. It's really amazing because mixing this with culture really keep reminding me of the olden days, and it's really interesting. I was like, and not most of the people stop doing this work, and then because the people don't value it over there, and then the old people who used to be there doing this culture work and art work, all most of them have died, and I've seen like to be is a great opportunity, and for me like going back there to introduce this kind of work over there would be really interesting.
So for me, I come from a family where we used to do this upcycling, but we didn't know it's called upcycling. We used to call it asasa. So when our parents mostly buy clothes and they sew it, the pieces that's left, they don't throw it away. They gather it, so they get a max of it, then they join it, sew clothes for us to wear. We call it asasa here. That's the purchase one. So when I started upcycling, mostly when I go to get fabrics, this woman will be like, "What are you using this curtain, this heavy fabric curtain for? What are you using it? It's stone. Are you going to use it to do something?" Be like, "You wait." So well, as time goes on, we started seeing the work that we use these pieces that we collect from them for. It became like whenever they cut beer and they have those kind of pieces, they just give it to keep it, and they'll call me like, "Oh yeah, I have this for you. Just go and collect it," and you recycle or repurpose them to get the new fit, which is actually helping us to bring back the culture that we threw away at first, back the Asasa ways back to life.
Yeah, I think Palma said a good point. It's about almost like going back to what we knew before like the mass consumerism and before mass industrialization, the idea of value of material and frugality. Maybe Sophia or Rafa, would you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what they are saying. I think now we call it upcycling. Before what we call mending, or was not even called, was just part of our culture in a way. It is the idea that when something is broken, let's say, or is out of fashion, would have been just transformed into something new. And I mean, there are different times through history where was something very present even here, but I think, of course, it needs way more support in a way, and also the idea of thinking there is not a system that is meant to replace another system, but it's something that will be alive anyway, but just adaptable in a smaller scale. And yeah, I think that's really important to keep in mind, and I think it should be done more in a way, in the way, I mean, supporting is also the way upcycling in Kantamanto is really part of the market. So it's open, it's accessible, it's something that is like everyone can have access to. Unfortunately, in the Western society, craft is still seen as something related to the domestic sphere, and also the way brands are promoting craft is also something in a very closed space, as part of a studio, as part of a system that is not really open. So I think Cantamanto and upcycling in general, as we are doing here today, is a good example to see how it could become even more open to the culture or to people outside of this upcycling bubble.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add except that I'm super grateful that we're here with Fashion Week, like a week that is also connected to a lot of new things, new collections, and I'm honestly just mesmerized like by all the designs of the designers from Ghana, which are honestly amazing and so cool, but also by everyone that came. Like it really exceeded my highest expectations. Like everybody just started going at it, knitting, crocheting, sewing, like I don't know. I'm super grateful. I've already like we have a really beautiful girl there with her own handmade top already wearing it. Yes, I mean you. So he just started like making these strokes from existing materials, and now she's maybe. Do you mind maybe standing up? Yeah, now she's wearing this amazing top that she just made today.
Maybe you can come here and show it on this. On the
Sorry for putting you on the spot, but I'm just super excited by like the creativity of the community. And
she made this top today in the space. Yay!
That's a way.
Okay, so I think we are going to start ending off the panel talk, and I would like to just give everyone just a go round to say one provocation or future hope that you have for the industry. Maybe we can start with Emmanuel.
um, for me, one of the things I'm hoping can really change is the HS code, where like stuffs that are imported here, when we upcycle it or repurpose it and we want to ship it back, it's rather because of the HS code, it's regarded as waste. Right, instead of it being regarded as like something new or something valuable, it's being regarded as waste. It's something that doesn't sit well with me because it takes hours to make a good piece, like from the finishing, the whole thought of it and all is a lot. And also with the EPR system, it's something that like really worries me a lot because I also prior to the meeting, I also did a research on what if the Netherlands like bring stuff to Ghana, and I checked and it was like you guys bring stuffs here, but then they don't pay the EPR. But then I know that we have a treaty together where it states that we are supposed to compensate each other for losses. And this is the loss you are like having us incur. So there's supposed to be a payment plan for it where we can also benefit of it. So yeah, that's one thing. Like I mean, two things that I want to be rectified. Yeah.
I also would like to share this. If we could have a proper exchange program, that's maybe exchanging knowledge or maybe co-create or collaboration or partnership, that will also help us and also shape our future. Because we've been doing a lot here and our items are not, or our work is not being properly shown to the world. So if you could have like a collaboration or something, that will actually help us to also be there and people will see our story, how we tell our story ourselves. Yeah.
Emmanuel have said everything already, but just to add to that, in the quality, I've always mentioned this thing. So if they are bringing this clothing to Ghana, I think they should also allow the retailers in Kantamanto to also have a very good platform which they can communicate with the people who export these clothing to Ghana, so that they'll be able to express their views, because it seems like this clothing comes to Ghana, but like the origin they just receive, but they don't have any platform or anybody to run to if they have issues in the bills, whether it's good or it's not good, if their own cost. But I'll be happy if they have those platforms so that they can also tell them what they want, not what they think is good for us. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Raphael and Sophia.
Yeah, I think I agree with Emmanuel. What just I want to add, I think extend their consumer responsibility. I think that's something really important in a way to think like when we consume about what is our responsibility, what's the impact of the way we consume, and especially also for brands or for the government in general. I think it's really important to support designers like them and Kantamanto, but also in other parts of the world, and really like try to think about a strategy that can implement also their involvement into the circular design, into the circular economy. Because I mean, like the effort and the energy you have to put in order to close a loop that has like such huge huge quantities of clothes is almost impossible without the support of Western brands.
Yeah, I also agree for with the people in Ghana, like more visibility, like showing not only the Eurocentric view, and also I like, for example, all these crochet blankets we got from flea markets, but people forget there's like so much work into every blanket, so much like tangible movements that made these blankets, and I think it's really good to kind of realize that as well. And I will say an event as this makes me really hopeful. Also, everything Annabelle's doing, connecting different people, broadening the view of fashion. And yeah, I hope also for the future that Gemeente Amsterdam supports more of these really fun events. Yeah.
Coming to Amsterdam. But yeah, that I mean, it sounds all super hopeful. So I'm really glad to see that actually we have a full house here in Amsterdam, and that there's a lot of people supporting the work of many of these upcyclers in Kantamanto. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Alpha. Thank you, Latifa, for being with us here. And thank you to the panelists here as well, Rafael and Sophia. Maybe a round of applause for everyone.